Imagine living in a world where money has no limits, where palaces are not symbols but daily homes, where your car collection is so massive that some vehicles are forgotten before ever being driven, where gold isn't locked away in vaults, it's part of the furniture. This is not fiction. This is not exaggeration. This is the real life of Sultan Hassanal Bolkiah of Brunei, a man whose lifestyle exists on a level so extreme that even billionaires look ordinary by comparison. Today, we're uncovering the true scale of his luxury, the palaces, the cars, the jets, the jewels, the power, and the quiet reality behind one of the wealthiest rulers the modern world has ever known. But to understand the luxury, we first need to understand the man. A king born into destiny. Hassanal Bolkiah was born into the royal family of Brunei, a small Southeast Asian nation sitting on vast reserves of oil and natural gas. From birth, his life was already written, not as a common citizen, but as a future ruler. In 1967, at just 21 years old, he ascended the throne and became the Sultan of Brunei. Unlike many modern monarchs who serve symbolic roles, the Sultan holds absolute power. He is not just the king, he is Prime Minister, Minister of Defense, Minister of Finance, Head of Religion. Every major decision in the country ultimately leads back to him. His authority is complete, and his position has remained unchallenged for decades. With absolute power came absolute wealth. Oil wealth that changed everything. Brunei's transformation into one of the richest nations per capita in the world came from oil. The country's energy resources generate billions annually, and the Sultan controls much of that wealth directly. At the peak of his fortune, estimates placed his net worth at over $40 billion, making him one of the richest individuals to ever live. But unlike tech founders or hedge fund managers, the Sultan's wealth wasn't invested quietly, it was lived loudly. The largest residential palace ever built. The Sultan's primary residence, Istana Nurul Iman, is officially recognized as the largest residential palace on Earth. Referring to it as a home barely captures its true scale. This is not a residence built for comfort alone. It is a statement of power, permanence, and royal supremacy. The palace contains more than 1,700 rooms and 257 bathrooms, numbers so vast they defy normal imagination. Inside its walls are enormous banquet halls designed to host thousands of guests, along with a fully functioning private mosque reserved exclusively for the royal family. Beneath the palace lie underground tunnels that allow discreet movement across the complex, while above ground, even the royal horses are housed in air-conditioned stables, a luxury few humans ever experience. Construction of the palace reportedly cost over $1.4 billion, and every detail reflects that investment. Gold leaf lines walls and ceilings. Rare marble is imported from across the world, and handcrafted furnishings fill rooms that may only be entered once a year. Massive chandeliers, shipped from Europe, hang like monuments to excess and refinement. Once a year, during national celebrations, thousands of citizens are invited inside to witness a small portion of the palace. Yet the majority of it remains closed, hidden from public view, accessible only to royalty and trusted staff. This isn't merely luxury, it is architecture designed to dominate, impress, and endure. The legendary car collection. No discussion of the Sultan's lifestyle is complete without addressing what may be the most famous car collection in history. At its height, the Sultan reportedly owned over 7,000 cars. Not normal cars, not daily drivers. We're talking about Rolls-Royces built exclusively for him. Ferraris customized in colors never offered publicly. Bentleys with one-of-one interiors. Limited edition supercars never released to the market. Some vehicles were rumored to be driven only once, if at all. Entire warehouses were constructed solely to store these cars. Teams of mechanics worked full-time just to maintain vehicles that might never leave their parking spots. In many cases, the Sultan didn't buy cars, he commissioned them, flying palaces in the sky. For most world leaders, a private jet is the peak of luxury. For the Sultan, it's just another palace. His aircraft fleet includes custom Boeing jets, redesigned to resemble five-star hotels in the sky. These planes reportedly feature solid gold fixtures, hand-stitched leather seats, private bedrooms, luxury bathrooms, personalized interior designs. Even the sinks inside some aircraft were said to be gold-plated. Travel wasn't about convenience, it was about maintaining royalty, even at 40,000 feet. Jewels, diamonds, and rare treasures. The Sultan's personal collection of jewelry is valued in the billions. Diamonds the size of coins. Watches encrusted with precious stones, custom crowns, rings, and ceremonial pieces. Many of these items were commissioned from elite jewelers, gifted by world leaders, created exclusively for royal events. For weddings, celebrations, and state ceremonies, the Sultan's attire alone could be worth more than entire neighborhoods. And unlike collectors, who keep valuables locked away, these items were worn openly, symbols of power as much as wealth. A family living without limit. The Sultan's lifestyle extended far beyond himself. His children, siblings, and extended royal family lived lives equally insulated from financial reality. Reports suggest that at one point, royal family spending reached millions of dollars per day. Luxury homes across the world, personal shopping trips where entire stores were closed, private staff, chauffeurs, and security teams assigned permanently. In London and Paris, high-end boutiques reportedly shut down temporarily just to allow private royal shopping sessions. For the royal family, the concept of budget simply didn't exist. Lavish celebrations beyond imagination. Royal weddings and birthdays weren't events. They were global spectacles. Celebrations lasted for weeks, not days. International performers were flown in. Fireworks filled the skies. Guests included heads of state, celebrities, and global elites. Millions were spent without hesitation. When the Sultan celebrated, the world noticed. Faith, law, and contradictions. Despite his extravagant lifestyle, the Sultan is deeply religious and enforces strict Islamic law in Brunei. This contrast has drawn criticism internationally. A ruler of unimaginable wealth, governing a conservative society. Yet within Brunei, the Sultan remains widely respected. Why? Because his wealth funds free healthcare, free education, no personal income tax, generous welfare programs. For many citizens, loyalty to the Sultan is tied to national stability and prosperity. He is seen not just as a ruler, but as a provider, a shift toward silence. In later years, reports suggest the Sultan reduced some of his excess spending. Parts of the car collection were sold. Public appearances became rarer. The spotlight dimmed, but the wealth never disappeared. Instead, it matured. When you've experienced every luxury imaginable, extravagance loses its excitement. What remains is control, legacy, and quiet authority. The final question. The lifestyle of Hassanal Bolkiah forces us to ask something deeper. Is true luxury about owning everything, or about living beyond comparison? Gold fades, cars gather dust, palaces grow quiet, but power, real power, echoes through history. And the Sultan of Brunei stands as one of the last living examples of absolute monarchy in a modern world that no longer creates rulers like him. Final thoughts. From the largest palace ever built, to a car collection beyond logic, from gold-plated jets to silent authority, the luxurious lifestyle of Hassanal Bolkiah exists in a category of its own. This isn't wealth measured in numbers, it's wealth measured in scale. If you enjoy uncovering the hidden lives of the world's most powerful and wealthy individuals, subscribe to the channel now. Because some stories aren't just rich, they're untouchable.